or do you know? Army?
Not
Bluff?
much of a yard. Got a giant parking lot.
Thank you.
Have we been? It's getting close.
Yeah.
Students arrive next week.
Yeah.
All back in the next year. Yeah. There's IDB this week. Yeah.
Schools start tomorrow, don't they? Public schools, most, some of them
Good, good.
in one form or another.
Mary Martha, you ready?
Middle school is starting.
30 seconds past noon.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We will call our meeting to order of the Butler Community College Board of Trustees. It's our regular meeting on August 12th, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody have any changes to the agenda? If not, would entertain a motion to approve it. We do, okay.
We are adding an exec session, okay.
We have any other proposed amendments? If not, would just entertain a motion to add who do we need to be in the, how long and who's? Is it? Aha, maybe if I look, well, okay. Somebody wants to make that motion, the handout there has the language. Oh, that's true. We just need to, okay, yep, we can add the details. That's a good point. So would entertain a motion to amend the agenda to add an executive session just prior to adjournment.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda as presented, but accept the executive session at the end of the meeting before adjournment.
Like we have to do it in two steps. Like
Oh, we do?
we got to amend it first and then approve it.
Amend it. I move we amend.
To
And
add an
also-
exec session just prior to adjournment?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
And I'll second that exec session just prior to adjournment.
Okay,
Trustee Good.
Yes.
Trustee Brungard is absent. Trustee Jolly. Trustee Rhodes.
yes.
Trustee Hueslick.
Yes.
Trustee Shearer.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay, that passes 6-0. Now I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as we have amended it.
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Trustee Good.
Yes.
Trustee Brungard is absent. Trustee Jolly.
Yes.
Trustee Rhodes.
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick.
Yes.
Trustee Shearer.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Are you turned on, Shelby, on your,
That's a personal question.
oh.
You raised that poorly. My microphone is on, according to the green light.
Well, sometimes you'll forget.
Private.
I'm taking care of
Shelby,
you.
that was really pretty good.
I shouldn't say anything, but I couldn't help it.
You shouldn't have.
Bringing us back on track to recognitions. Dr. Daniel.
All right. Can you hear me now? Okay, we're going to start with the first one, which is Dr. Haley Dawson. I don't think she's not here, but we at least want to recognize her for the Summer Institute for Distance Learning and Instructional Test Technology. She was leading the conference this year. We support the conference as a sponsor for $500. And in that, we had 41 people from Butler that registered. So that's pretty impressive. Great representation, and we just wanted to recognize her for that. Chanel Marshall, not here. Okay. So she received the Outstanding Instructional Designer at the conference, the same conference we were just talking about, Summer Institution for Distance Learning and Instructional Technology. And the reason she received that outstanding award was because she exemplifies using instructional design methods and outstanding performance in assisting faculty with the technology and instruction and developing distance content as well. So congratulations to her. They've got several things listed there that she did that you're welcome to look at, but we appreciate it. The next one is Miss Sam Gupta. And don't think Sam is here.
She's not here, they're
Okay.
STA retreat.
All right. Sam Gusta is a resident assistant in the dorm, and we had an issue this summer that was a fairly serious issue that happened inside the dorm involving a female resident and her roommate. And Sam really went the extra mile, stayed home from work, encouraged this young lady to go and report and help her. She really was a friend and a mentor to her as a resident, and she really went above and beyond the call of duty because it was a very, very difficult situation. So we appreciate Sam stepping up and doing the right thing for the student in the dorm, the young lady, and it was just, a really great thing that she did for this particular student. So we want to recognize her for that work. And the next one's here. I know. Miss Teresa Smith. So Teresa is the Director of Disability ADA Compliance Officer and Section 504 Coordinator, and she was involved in two, not one, but two presentations at the Association of Higher Education and Disability Conference, nicknamed AHEAD, in Denver, Colorado, July 14th through the 18th. She had two presentations that she was involved in: Community College Preparedness Kit, uncover the tools to support complex accommodations and conditions. And then another general session entitled Dual Enrollment, Parents, Pitfalls, and Processes. I think that could have been very interesting. So Teresa serves nationally as a co-chair for the Community College Knowledge and Practice Group, and she has also served as a reviewer for this year's conference proposal. So thank you so much, Teresa. Yeah. Do you need how to work the mic?
The magic touch. Okay, I don't believe we have any public comment, but speak now or hold your peace till next month. Okay, move on then to standing reports. Do we have, I'm assuming no student government yet? Okay.
You'll meet Sam.
Yeah, she's
the student government president.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Op staff, Harry Smith.
Good evening. Don't have much to report right now. We're working on getting all the signups for our welcome back tables. I will be doing shopping at Sam's on Thursday to get stuff for the welcome back tables. This is something that students, I don't know if the students look forward to it, but I look forward to it, seeing all the students come back. And we set up goodies for the first 2 days. And then we'll be sending out applications for our op staff scholarship. Within the next couple of weeks, we do an op staff scholarship, and depending on how much money we have, depends on how many people get the scholarship, but it goes to an op staff member or a member of their family. So it's not a large scholarship, but it does help a little bit, like with books or fees or whatever. We don't meet for the month of August because of the craziness of back to school. So our next meeting will be September 11th.
You give out 2 scholarships a year, or just 1?
We've given out as many as 3. It's usually like $300 per student, so $150 per semester. So it's a little bit, it's not a lot, but every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps.
So, any questions?
Thank you,
Okay,
Carrie.
thank you. Professional employees, Neil.
Hello, everyone. It's been a few months since I have seen you all as I was off contract over the summer, but I'm happy to be back representing the professional employees. We've all been hard at work this week, putting the finishing touches on our courses and planning for a great semester. I am happy that both sides were able to ratify the master agreement over the summer. That took everyone's attention and effort and is greatly appreciated. Lastly, we are excited about our new leadership, and we are hopeful that it will prioritize Butler's commitment to shared governance, especially as we navigate a changing landscape in higher education. In order to adapt in a way that benefits our students, strengthens the college, and advances salaries and working conditions, we will need to work together in good faith. Thank you. Have anything for me?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Linda or Dave, Board Finance?
On the finance, on page 122, there's a couple of three things that you'll notice between 2026 and 2025. The first one is on other sources. There's a difference in the percentage from 1% to 9%. Most of that was that there were less CDs that came due. And so it was just a difference in the money there. And then on the institutional support, the biggest percentage change there was the timing of some of the operational payments. Just how it came. And then if you go down to the physical plant operations, the difference between the 2 years is in one of the years, and Carrie's going to have to help me out because I forgot whether there was 2 pay periods. I think this year, last year, there was only 1. And we made a turf payment this year for the, not the artificial turf, but the practice turfs for the athletic fields. And so those are kind of the differences over there. But one difference I'd like to present is if you look at the actual tuition and fees for 2026, you see that we've already collected $8,070,000. Last year, we collected $7,300,000. So we are up about $675,000 in that category this year. So that's the news. It is the news. It was the news today. Any questions?
On the fees, is that reflective of increased enrollment or just collecting money a little earlier than we did last year?
It's probably mostly due to the rate increase.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
Board foundation report. The foundation board meets next week, so I'll have a report for you at our September meeting. Dr. Dane.
Okay, so the first thing, trustees, you have at your desk, something that came in, after the board book was put together. But this is just basically bringing your attention to the public meeting that they're going to have on the reinvestment housing incentive district within the city. So it's just an FYI. All right, so as far as my report goes, I'm going to split it into 2 areas, what I've done externally and what I've been doing internally. So you can kind of see how busy I've been, very busy. So first of all, the two things that are on the schedule right now that I'm super excited about are, August 19th, we have all the superintendents we were able to get here at Butler because I wanted them all in one room for us to be able to have conversations with them about what their needs are, how can we work together on certain things, try to connect the dots. But that's going to be here on campus on August 19th, and then we'll have a luncheon for them, and then they'll hold their own, personal meeting after ours. The legislative lunch we have also scheduled for October 30th, and Tom's been working pretty hard on trying to get the legislators there so that we can talk through them holistically about what our efforts are going to be going into this legislative season. I have been to 3 Workforce Alliance meetings. and just kind of embedded myself in learning the people and learning what we're doing and those kinds of things. I've met with Senator Morgan, Senator Fagg, and Senator Alley. And I have Cherie Utash from WSU Tech. We had a long meeting, and I'm scheduled to meet with Christy as well. So I've been working that as much as I possibly can. I've attended Andover Chamber events, El Dorado Chamber, Wichita Chamber, and El Dorado Rotary. Okay. I have been visiting individual businesses that most of these also have donors connected to them. And so I've been to Community National Bank with Jared and Joe, ICI with Ryan Murray, Tim Cannell, Dr. Greg Joyce, Optometry, Gravity Works, David with Sun Group, Realty, and also Jeremy Sungren with Sungren Realty. So I have done, these are all probably about, most of them 45 minutes to an hour conversations, you know. I went to the USD 385 new educator breakfast. That was fantastic. Also welcomed them, and it was just a great event. And I was so excited to see how many Butler employees were there. It was crazy. I've always seen these new educator things. I've never had that large of a group attend. So it was a great event and really well attended. I've also visited with independent donors in El Dorado, Augusta, and Wichita. That is kind of a quick rundown of what I've been doing externally. Then we're going to turn to internally. And so we got lots going on internally. You know, one of the things is we are going to, under Aiden's purview, create a data team here at the college that all data will come in and out of. He will oversee that particular team. We have a lot of strengths in data in different areas by using software and different programs, and it's across the board. I mean, we have just, for example, he's in the room, so I'm going to acknowledge him. Roger has just done a phenomenal job with Argos reporting. He is really creating some fantastic reports.
Way to go, right?
And in exec session, you'll see a little glimmer of a piece of some of that he's done. But, you know, Aiden is cranking out a lot of data. We have Zach, who champions Ad Astra. We can pull data out of that we're looking at. And we have Heather, I will recognize her as well, champion Aviso. And so we have a ton of data strengths. We have a lot of people here, and we have a wide variety of them. So if we can all come into a group and create actionable data and prioritize, I think we'll really see ourselves, you know, move. So let's see. We are going to create under Kent, not create, but reinvent the capital projects team. Because we have a lot of deferred maintenance at the college, and that is something that we need to be looking at and creating a plan and savings for, and how we're going to attack it. We're going to use it as a KPI and a strategic plan so that we can look at sustainability long term, because the bottom line is this college needs to be standing in a good position long past all of us being here. So I'm excited about that. He's got some great ideas, and we'll be reaching out for those of you that were on that committee, who I don't remember who they were right now, but to come. Yes, so you'll hear more to come on that one. We're going to look at the workforce area, and John is in here, and John and I had a lot of conversations about workforce, and we are looking to restructure inside so that we really can free up some time to be one-on-one with workforce. You've got to be able to go and visit business and industry. You can't send an email, you can't send a flyer, you can't send a phone call. You got to be personal. Where workforce comes is through those conversations. And so we're working to restructure that. He's got some great ideas and a good handle on what we're doing. And Peter is also helping with that. I'm happy to announce that Mike Helmer has been the guinea pig, ZBB, zero-based budgeting, is underway. We have started with athletics, and he has just got some phenomenal ideas. I'm super excited to see what he does, and we're looking at a lot of restructuring, but going through in a deep sense all of those budgets that are taking place there. And he's just been a trooper, really, going through it. We're exploring some ways that we can maybe partner with Great Western Dining to bring a little bit more community involvement. We currently have a setup with Great Western Dining. We met with their regional managers. Bill Rinkenbaugh was there. And I asked them, I said, for instance, you know, I know community members can come on campus for $7 and they can eat a meal. But what about a senior citizens day? You know, we have a lot of fixed income people, and I asked Great Western if they have ever done that with anyone else. They said, yes, we have another college that's doing a program. I said, that's what I want to see, you know, more, something more value for the community. Then Bill, I got to give him credit because I thought it was a great idea. Bill suggested, well, what about a Sunday buffet? Our census is low on Sundays because it's only the students that are in the dorm. So we talked
Okay.
about possibly creating a Sunday buffet and maybe even partnering, have Great Western Dining partnering with our students in the culinary program to showcase what they're doing. He's never done that before at a school, but was super excited about, you know, entertaining it because it's a new avenue for them as well. I really want to work hard to get our students out there and recognized and showcase the great things that they're doing. Let's see. I want to at least recognize the New Educators Institute. I was really, really impressed. I was in and out for several sessions and met all of the new, you know, educators that are in there, but Mark Jarvis and Megan are doing an amazing job in there. I mean, you could see those people bonding and coming together. And it was just a great experience. So I spent some time in and out with them, and I'm telling you, it's one of the best I've seen. It's really, really good. And along with that, very similar, another fantastic practice we have is in Shelley's area for HR. Oh my goodness. I mean, the onboarding, the employee connections piece is fantastic. It really is also the best I've seen at all the institutions I've been there. So I can't help but
Wow.
brag on them. I mean, it really is great.
Good job.
We had PDD back again. Mark Jarvis and Megan set this up. All the faculty came back on Monday and yesterday, and it was great to see the energy in the room and the fun that the way things lit up when Mark Jarvis, I will have to say, our VPs were probably a little bit on the slag side. We were just given the reports. But the faculty came alive when Mark Jarvis stood up there. So I was like, man, we got to rise to the challenge. We got to bring that level of energy up just a little bit, but we can do it. But it was an impressive day, and the faculty were excited to be here, and they were doing all kinds of fun activities. And Heather, you know, the assistant in that area for Mark Jarvis and faculty development, she just put on a great show in terms of the presentation. It was fantastic and very welcoming. We have been working hard on our software. So I'm a big believer in, we pay a lot of money for our software, and I really want to get as much mileage out of it as I can. And what happens when you're paying a lot of money for software, there's an implementation period. It takes a little bit of time to get that in. People are exhausted by the time it gets in, but you got to have that champion behind it. And I'm happy to say that we do when it comes to Ad Astra. That would be Zach Kennedy. He is just phenomenal with it. He loves it. He takes it and he is moving it forward. And we've got more ideas about how we can use it. I really want to get the best use out of the purchases that we're making. Heather, similarly, I mean, is also championing the Aviso. And, you know, once again, we had a meeting where we're talking about what other ways can we use it? What other things that we can do so that it's not just a lookup tool, so that it's making a difference in student success and retention. And so we're working through those things. We are finalizing, thanks to Peter and Derek and John have all been involved in this, the MOU 2+2 with Mid-America Carpenters Association. We've got, you know, 2 different paths for those apprenticeships, and we're finalizing the MOU with them. And our students would get an associate from us, and they will be able to move on to Pitt and complete their bachelor's and increase their wage. And then for the board members, next meeting, you need to come about 15-20 minutes early and be dressed for a picture, because apparently we need to update the picture. So we'll get the reminders out. Jennifer will send it out. But at any rate, that's all I have. So you can tell, you know, it's been a little busy. But
Dr.
fun.
Daniel, you forgot one other engagement, and that is Thursday, August 14th from 4 to 6 p.m. Downtown El Dorado.
El Dorado, it's on my calendar.
Okay.
It is on my
Going
calendar.
to welcome you to the community, and so that's at 4 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, August 14th at Coots Museum.
Yes, it is on my calendar.
Good.
I did know that because of the athletic thing. It's right after, right?
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
We're gonna have a new board come January. Do we wanna?
We talked about that, but we felt like it was important to do it because, you know, like, you're my board that hired me. I think that's good.
I would say, at least for me, please send it along during that. So I don't show up and hello when everyone else is.
The answer to that? Both. I mean, I feel we usually do the full body thing upstairs, right?
Last time we were sitting at a table in front of this picture.
Or could AI create our foot now? I don't think we want to go there. Okay, Dr. Daniel, thank you for that. Educational facilities.
We meet tomorrow at 8 o'clock at the city building. And I know that there's insurance on the thing, but that's
Saw that.
update
next month.
an update next month. I do think that the one thing that they are doing that I think is really good for the athletic facility out there is that they're going to have one policy between the college, the city, and the school district, so that one rule fits all that attend at the, and I think it'll make it easier for everybody. So that was that.
Okay, Dave, you want to keep it for the KACC quarterly report or Dr. Daniel?
I will. We're going to kind of go in tandem. They met down at Cali County and on Friday, August 1st and Saturday, August 2nd in the morning. And some of the highlights of the meeting that Heather Morgan gave us was that there's a big importance on the uniformity of financial records for all of the community colleges. I know that Kent went down there and met with all of his counterparts with all of the colleges, and that is for KBOR. Also, we did receive a pretty big update on artificial intelligence and the many uses of Chat GPT and how it affects the academic world. And also in that, standardizing some of it and making sure that it's safe within our systems. Heather did update us on the federal revision bill that was passed by the Congress, and the requirements for Pell Grants and the other grants, they kind of change along the way. And so it's just kind of whatever comes about. I'm still not for sure if Pell Grants are 12 hours or 15 hours. And I think it'll kind of slowly come down the road, but know that there are kind of things that are happening that, they're made changes, but they haven't made changes to the changes yet. So, and then changes, and that does include changes in federal funding. The Kansas Association of Community Colleges did give their state congressional award to Senator Larry Alley from Winfield, and part of his district does cover Butler County. Mike Fagg has received it in the past, and but Senator Alley kind of came to bat for us in the middle of the session, and so I thought that was kind of important because some of the awards that have gone out in the last, few years, has been in the South Central Kansas region. So some of our people are working for us. And then changes in dates for the future Kansas Association of Community Colleges from 25 to 26. They want to have meetings on Thursday and Friday and leave Saturday open to where it's family time. And instead of having a Friday, Saturday, have a Thursday, Friday meeting. So I don't think that'll come up for a couple more meetings because some of them are already on the books. But anyway, kind of expect that. And then Heather was predicting that this year's state legislator season may be a tough season again, like last season was. So those were kind of from my side of the ledger. And I'll let Dr. Daniel tell you from her side of the
So,
ledger.
Other things, as a community college as a whole, we are going to press the issue of advanced degrees at the community college, and that would basically mean a degree that would finish in 3 years instead of 4. We're looking at the area of criminal justice, ag, and construction, because that is holistically carried out through not all, but most of the community colleges. And in addition, it's not something, those are not areas that would really step on the toes of universities. It would keep our students local. There'd still probably be a differential tuition rate, but it certainly would be much cheaper than having to go to a university. And we feel like we do a good job taking care of our students. And if they're going to add one last year in there and have a degree, this is a nationwide trend right now. It's happening everywhere. It had started in Arkansas when I was there. I helped work on those for 2 years while I was there. Yes.
So for your colleges will also be giving out associate degrees.
They have the right to give out an associate degree, you're right, and they probably will jump in on the 3-year award as well at some point. I wouldn't expect that they
I saw
wouldn't.
Pittsburgh
It's
announced
just
there.
that we're gonna put an argument out there in the legislative session for community colleges. Heather seems to feel like she's got some strong backing. I mean, she's gotten some good feedback from Blake at KBOR and others. So we think it's the right thing to do. So that's just something entering the legislative session. The student loan default rates was a really big deal now because we're coming out of the post-COVID and they're alive again. So she presented to us a holistic list of all the community colleges and where we stood. We were showing we're at 27%. She was showing us at 26. So we're 26, 27, somewhere in there. That's great. We want to be below 30. After 30, there's some extra things that have to happen. Then after 40, you're really in trouble, of losing your student loans. So we're on top of it here. We have talked about using some student success funds and putting some more dollars into the consultant that we work with, because they've had very good results for us, and we'd like to get it down, 19 or lower if we can. But holistically, for all the colleges, there were a couple that were over 40 or right at 40. There are quite a few that are at 30, and I would say we were closer to the bottom. There were some lower than us, 16, 17, but we were definitely in the bottom group, which is where we want to be, definitely below 30. That's just not something to play with, because it causes a lot more work on, the enrollment staff to deal with if we're lower financially. There's going to be a strict enforcement on serving undocumented students. So this is already translated to WIOA as well. The WIOA workforce meetings I was at, a couple of the WIOA personnel talked about how they were really upset because now they can't serve an undocumented student when they come into the building. They have to send them away and they have to have the proper documents before they can do anything with them. And it's been really tough. We have put something in place where we collect their social security number for the online application. If they don't have that, then they go a different route and we work with them to document where they are. So we were a little bit ahead of the game. There's a few colleges that have not done anything yet, and we have to prepare and do this.
So what happened with our international enrollment then?
It doesn't really affect the international enrollment because they're on visas, J1
Oh.
or whatever they're on, and they're going to be okay. They're fine. So this is really just students that have been living the dream, or students that have been living in the area and they're undocumented. We cannot use federal funding on them. And that means, it's got a lot of consequences. I don't know how you solve all of them. We'll figure that out. But, they go so deep, as the example of in Perkins, you buy a welder. Undocumented student can't use that because that's federal funds. So you can imagine the impact or the level. So we'll get through it. We'll think through it. We've got a great group that's working on it. We also are having to look at our DEI efforts. We cannot have any student clubs or anything that we put out that's exclusatory. We want every student to be involved. So Bill's tasked with going and looking at all the clubs. We will probably rename some of them so they don't appear to be exclusatory, but we will add a sentence at the bottom that says this club is open to all students, and we'll do that on all the clubs so that it's an inclusive environment. So I think that's the right thing to do there. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to change the work. You're just inviting everyone to participate in it. It's not just for certain people. And then one of the big things I think that Senator Alley did that I think is worth mentioning, because I don't know whether it will go this legislative session, but there is a gubernatorial race, so crazy things happen in legislation when that happens. Senator Alley gave us a proposal. He has some people on, some other legislators on board with him, but what he is planning on trying to push through the legislative session is doing away with the mill levy for all the community colleges. The way he explained it, I thought was actually a really great idea. He said, you have three big schools, WSU, KU, K-State. These are the three big boys, and K-Board, and state taxes, paid them. But if you take the community colleges as a large, not one or two, but all of them together, we're the fourth big player in there. Why are we funded by just, our own local millage locally? So how is he planning on doing that? He wants to advocate for a 0.5-cent sales tax across all counties. And then that would go to help the state have the funding for us, and we would have no more local mill levy. So just letting it be on your radar. You may hear about it. He's pretty excited about it. He's been planning it for a while and has talked to quite a few other legislators. So that's all I have. It was an informative meeting.
It was very informative.
Do we
And
have-
it wasn't just community college, it was 4-year college. Yeah.
When we've got a student enrolling, do we have any obligation to do background checks or verify that the documents they're presenting are valid, or can we just accept them on their face, that if they give us a security card, that it's valid?
We do actually have a little bit of software, but we don't have to do a background check, correct? We're not doing that, but we are taking for face value. But sometimes you do get some documents and it's pretty clear that they're fraudulent. So we're doing our due diligence.
But nothing like E-Verify where we have to run, okay.
They do verify identity and that they have that proper document, but, yeah, we don't do it for fun either.
Our registrar's office does a great job of checking all of their documents. We have caught a number of students that are using false names to try to get financial aid. And their work has really helped prevent a lot of that.
Thank you, Doc. Any other questions? Dr. Dillon? Okay, we'll keep moving along. Our monitoring report this month is from CTE. Dr. London.
Good evening. In your board package, you'll find the monitoring report that was prepared for your review for the Career and Technical Education Division. A few things that very positive things that happened since submission of the report, two of which are notable that I'd like to share with you at this time. Namely, on June the 23rd, Butler Community College hosted the Regional Day of Learning event, which partnering with KBOR, the Office of Apprenticeship, the Office of Commerce, State of Kansas, and the National Center for the Apprenticeship Degree. At the Regional Day of Learning, we brought together at least 80 industry and higher education leaders to bring up to speed about the possibilities and the potentiality really of bringing apprenticeship completers from the skilled trades area and other areas in completing their college degree upon completion of their apprenticeship program and what that entails. And as Dr. Daniel alluded to a few moments ago, one of our initial partners is the Mid-America Carpenters Apprenticeship Program, which covers a 5-state area. And we have a draft MOU that's been reviewed and in the hands right now of that apprenticeship organization. So we look forward to that being the initial initiative on that particular front as we draw apprenticeship completers in pursuing their 2-year degree and then their 4-year degree, partnering directly with us, and in this case, collaborating with Pitt State University. And there was a Regional Day of Learning that was held right at Butler Community College at our Andover campus. Secondly, tomorrow morning, Jennifer will be emailing to the Board of Trustees members a video clip with a very powerful testimony and a story of one of our diesel technology students, Logan King, so that you could see for yourself one of the many things that our students have to say about all of our programs, but in this one in particular, our diesel technology program. So with that, are there any questions that we can entertain? Myself or Derek, Associate Dean, regarding the submission of our report?
A couple, what was or how are we setting for welding in Rose Hill at the high school?
Trustee Smith, as of this morning, we stood at 6 students out of 10.
And I noticed, construction tech, page 17 from 23 to 24, we had a large decrease. Do you have a
Yes.
Reason for that?
We are working to remedy that. It's been ongoing. We start the process starting with rectifying and cleaning up its curriculum last fall, which we have a new curriculum in place. We have a very strong industry advisory committee in place. And we're working through that right now with our colleagues in marketing and with Dr. Robinson and Dr. Daniel.
I do know that I get several comments from some of the former ag students who have judged. And there was a kid from Ohio who came back and was judging some event here, and he's a farmer and owns a farm in Ohio, drove back here to El Dorado. He just happened to live across the street from me when he went to school here. And he came by the neighborhood just to see if the neighborhood was kind of similar. But I thought it was kind of interesting how he would come all the way back to judge events, agriculture events, and take his time away from his business to do that. But it speaks a lot for our ag program also.
Thank you.
Our egg program is number one.
I love to talk about the ag program because I taught in the program. And we do have some incredible students. We have a new full-time ag faculty member who's going to be coming on. Last year, we didn't fill the position. We didn't find the right person. I went back and taught a couple classes and we had some faculty on overload. The livestock judging team won their national championship this year, and I can't say enough about how much that means for the reputation of the program. We get students that'll come from all across the country, even if they're not judging on that team, because of the reputation that Butler has for its livestock program here. So we're really excited to have this new faculty member. Jason Bradley from Oklahoma is going to be coming in. Taylor Frank, we have had a lot of great coaches at this school in many different areas, and he just won his 5th national championship, junior college national championship this past year. And we're really excited. Ag enrollments are looking like the best since I've been here at Butler for this upcoming year. And I think it's a testament to the hard work that Taylor has done and Joe has done over there. That's really a growing, actively expanding area of our division.
I did have one other question on the food truck. I know we have a new pathway. How was that coming along?
Pretty well right now. So the food truck pathway, it's really kind of a concentration within the degree. So we brought 3 new courses online, and the first one is being taught this semester. As of right now, we're at 9 out of 15 students that are going to be in it. We're hoping to get a couple more in there before the start of the semester, but it's been a popular option for students, and it's really a unique thing that you won't see at any other college really across the state here too. So we're excited to get that truck out and have it be, Butler be in the community, have culinary students out there and wearing purple and in the truck. So believe it's going to be coming up in the parade here too. Yep.
And of course, being made covers both consumable costs associated with food trucks. So it's very self-sustaining. And of course, we respect it.
Well, and doesn't El Dorado have a food truck day or something? It seems like I saw like 4 or 5 of them in front of the courthouse one day.
You're very well. We know there's one in Wichita.
How do we know when it's going to be serving and where it's going to be?
That'll be coming out at kind of, our program will let you guys know. They usually are going to plan a couple of events and it's going to depend on the classes. So there's a 3-class sequence. And I know we're only teaching the first one at this point because we haven't gotten students through the progression in the curriculum to actually get to the third one since this is the first semester that we have it. But I think there's plans for that final food truck class to do a pretty big event. I know they want to come here on campus and we can talk with Les and let everybody know and make sure that makes it into the event calendar as to when that food truck's planning on being out here in El Dorado or in Andover.
Yeah.
It's off to a great start.
Yep.
So to clarify it, you're not gonna bring the food truck out or 3 semesters in, or you're gonna? do
But no, it will be out. There's going to be a big culminating event where the students actually plan the menu themselves. They, they'll have a series of smaller events that they're going to do in their other courses though.
Well, usually the culinary truck is out for the farm to fork
Yes.
dinner
Yep.
out at Fulton Valley Farms.
Yep.
I cannot find the automotive advisory committees, the members of it.
It is most of our Wichita dealerships here.
No,
Let me find it
Do
here.
you think you could include Augusta and the dealership here?
It's on page 13. Right,
Oh,
Martha?
it is here, yeah. So Rusty Expo Field, yeah, they have, I was actually just at their introduction event here and Mark has a ton of partners that help support the program. They've given us a number of donations. I know there's a recent one this past year as well for vehicles for the students to work on. And really just getting those students out into those dealerships and work experience while they're here too. I did want to mention on diesel tech as well, we had a couple changes with curriculum. We were out of alignment with KBOR standards coming into last year and that got rectified this year. And one of the other things with diesel tech, at the behest of their advisory committee, we wanted to include internships every single semester. So we did something unique with diesel tech's curriculum. It is a 3-semester AAS. So I believe at least within our division, it's the only AAS degree that can be earned in only a year and a half instead of 2. And they have an internship every single semester as part of that as well. So similar to auto tech, they're kind of here through the morning. They go out to their dealership, whether it's Foley, Caterpillar, or whether they're going out to, what's the Peterbilt is another big one that we have. But they're taking a lot of credits. They're getting a lot of work experience. And one of the things our advisory committee member says was that they want them in the shop pretty much immediately. And these students are wanting to get through this program in a year and a half. They do all of their diesel classes in a year. They take their gen eds online that next semester and finish up pretty quickly so that they can get into industry.
The vice president of the Peterbilt. The 3 facilities in Kansas, 3 in Iowa, 1 in Illinois. Andy Huffman, he's the chair of the district advisory.
How many women are, enrolled in the automotive?
I know there's at least a couple. I was there at their meeting the other day and I believe there may have been 3 there in the program for this semester coming in. I believe there was a couple last year too.
Dutch Mill, I had my oil changed a couple of weeks ago and a woman did it.
Very cool. Yeah.
I was going to say Dutch Miller is local and so is Don Hatton Ford. That's over in Augusta.
Yeah, but there's, what's the one on? Thank you, Parks.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Thank you all for the info.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move into our strategic discussion items. In the book, that would be page 31, and we have none. So we'll move on to board action items. First one is the approving the notice of public hearing. Kent, anything you want to share?
Just a couple things. The actual notice is on page 33 in your book. The topic for action is on page 32. I listed the highlights there. I would like to point out there's a typo on the valuation estimate on page 32. The actual valuation is 1.134 billion for the county. And so there's 3 digits left off there. It doesn't affect the notice or the recommended motion. So the notice is for a combined hearing. There's separate statutes that require we have a hearing for the budget approval and then separately for the revenue neutral rate hearing, but they do allow you to combine that into one hearing. And so this notice acts as a notice for both those hearings, and we'll actually only have one hearing on September 9th before the regular board meeting. That's why we did it last year. It works just fine. The highlights are that the estimated mill rate is the same as it was last year. And we've been through it quite a bit, so I think those are the highlights. If you have any questions or anything, I'd be happy to see what I could tell you about that. Otherwise, we would recommend that you go ahead and approve the motion.
And just for this simply allows us to accept the valuation increase and nothing more.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this sets once you approve this, it sets it sets the maximum amount of expenditures and the maximum amount of taxes to be levied.
What we would vote on at September, if we approve the notice that's presented today, we would only be accepting the valuation increase. That's what I meant to say, because we're not approving anything.
No, we're
except
just
for the notice.
we're just voting on notice of a hearing.
Right, but the figures in the notice reflect acceptance of the valuation increase, but nothing else.
Correct. If you approve this tonight and then approve it again after the public hearing, you would be approving to take the valuation increase and keep the mill levy the same as last year.
Thank you.
This is a notice to say we will not tax more than this amount, although we could choose to tax less than this. But if the board does choose this amount, it's $2.3 million increase in 2 years, which is an 18% tax increase in 2 years. Before we're approved.
Any questions for Kent on this? If not, would entertain a motion.
I'll lead it off. I move that the Board of Trustees approve the notice of hearing to exceed the revenue neutral rate and budget hearing as attached with the maximum amount of expenditures of $90,333,323 and a maximum amount of tax to be levied of $15,025,582.
Second,
Trustee Good,
yes.
trustee Brungart,
No.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Okay. That passes 5-2. Move on. Our next topic is the retrofitting LED lighting in the 1500 building.
Good evening. For those of you who haven't heard, Evergy has some incentives out for this year and hopefully next year. We were contacted by our sales rep and encouraged to take advantage of those. As you can see in the TFA that Evergy will pay $40,000 of this project through their rebate incentive program. Total cost is $73,000 for our 1500 building. It's our largest building on campus with over 750 fixtures. So does anyone have any questions on this?
What's in it for Evergy? Are they getting federal money to offset what they're
Yeah.
giving us in rebates? Oh,
Evergy is getting paid too.
do we know if it's a pass down or are they making a profit off of these rebates?
I do not know that, but I assumed.
That's all right. Enough said.
We are planning on doing a lot of our smaller buildings in-house. with this rebate, we can swap out lights internally and the rebate will cover all the fixtures. So some of our smaller buildings over the next couple of months, we're going to be doing them in-house, basically free. So
Is this a commercial only deal or is this open? If people want to do it residential, does it apply to them too?
commercial only for this amount. I don't know if they have any
Check that
residential,
out for us.
but it also includes heating and air, big pieces of equipment, that reduce your, usage and stuff. So we don't have any of that on the scope coming up, but, it could include that. So
Was this bid by other entities or was it just?
it was not, Evergy, has certain contractors and this was the contractor that they selected for us.
Thank you.
So this contractor is out of Augusta though, so it is a Butler. I think they even have an office in Andover, so.
Do we have any way of knowing what kind of savings we'll have on energy going forward with, do they give any estimates on that?
Well, 30% is what they say, but experience-wise, we changed out all of our parking lot lights, all our building public lights 5 or 6 years ago. We did see a 30% savings, but 2 years later, because we was using less electricity, our rates went up to make up the difference. So we're going to be using less electricity over the time, but we'll probably end up paying about the same amount of money. So be honest. It is a savings. It is a savings, so.
That's quite the racket.
Yeah.
Try to drive their profit.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that the that the board approve the proposal from Alternative Electric to replace the lighting in the 1500 building. The total project cost is $73,371.41.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? I guess one question, Ireland, what do we think the timeline is for this occurring?
It'll be about 4 weeks. We'll work around class schedules, stuff like that. So
My vote personally is just something I like to see. I would like to see the construction kids do this, same with the next item coming up. I think it's something we could do.
with our construction technology program,
I mean, I would like to see it done internally or with students in the construction.
No, to
Because you could
do the
remove the
work.
ballast, so yeah, it's not rocket science. You gotta be careful. The liability with the height. and stuff.
yeah, I don't believe we have an electrical apprenticeship program though right now. So for this project, but the next project, I
Next one
understand
is manual labor.
it is. But
Let's
you
hold
have
off thought.
to
Let's
know
get a
what
discussion
you're,
on that one for.
That's
next
my,
topic.
that's why I vote.
Any other questions on, we've got a motion and a second on the LED lighting. Do we have any other discussion or questions? If not,
Trustee Good,
Yes,
trustee Brongart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
yes,
trustee Hueslick.
Yes.
Trustee Shearer.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
No.
passes 6-1. We'll move on. Ireland, you can just
yes,
keep the
the-
podium.
5,000 EFS and mortar joints. The 5,000 building, if you've been over there, all the external browse and soffit areas, or an EFS they call it, they're showing wear and tear. The expansion joints are cracking and some of the areas coming loose. So this here is a proposal to replace all the expansion joints, repair any of the cracked EFS and reseal and coat it. This here is, we had 2 estimates or proposals from Mid-Continent and IWP. Both of them bid it through one of the national co-ops. So tips and same as Bush, Green Bush and Sourcewell. So it's national pricing for this. So
How old is the 5,000 building?
This, the 5,000 building
Uh-huh.
or the EFS that we're working on? There's the
The two.
5,000 building originally was built in '60s, but we started remodeling in 2003. And we had about 6 or 7 projects, and the last remodel was in 2020.
So we've never done this before to that building.
This here, yes and no. This here was added probably in 2008 or 9 when we added the student union. So about 18 years old.
Is that the lifespan you expected before something like this would have to be done?
I would expect it 25 years, but it all depends on the, the structure, how much movement, how the product was put on it before. And so, I would expect 25 years with any of this.
Oh,
but-
I will tell you, we had our church done and 10 years later, we were doing it again. Tech pointing and
And Shelby, to answer your question, could our construction technology class do this? Probably. The expertise and the instructors and stuff, I don't think we have at this time. And it would stretch it out tremendously, the project, so.
So there's a pretty significant difference in the bid.
Mhm.
Is there a difference in the warranties?
No, the warranty is actually provided by Garland International, who actually supplies all the material for this. This is a new material that we're going to start using. I believe a lot of the community colleges, Hutchinson Community College, Allen Community College has been using it for several years, and it's been outlasting anything that they put on their buildings. So the warranty with either company is going to be the same because the factory warranty is going to take care of it. If we have an issue, Garland manufacturer will come out and repair it for free. So.
And then I noticed on the IWP, there's no testing included. Did Mid-Continental Restoration, did they include testing or?
The testing, I don't know if they included that in there. The testing was from Garland International. They did all the testing and gave the information to both of these subcontractors. So
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve the proposal.
I move that the board approve the proposal from IWP Foundation Repair Company for $72,386.90.
We have a second?
Second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brongart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
No. Passes 6-1.
thank you.
Yep. Ireland, thank you. Thanks. Oh, you're still up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to shoot you
Maybe
along.
I'm still up.
Okay, yeah, the athletic bus,
Mr. Helmer might be up with you.
Okay, this here TFA is to actually purchase a bus. Over the last 90 months, we've been in leasing programs. We've had 2 different buses in the last 90 months and spent almost $300,000. And at the end of the leases, we always have to give the bus back. We don't have anything. After discussion with Mr. Helmer, Bill and I, it's my recommendation, our recommendation to actually purchase a bus instead of lease a bus. That way, at the end of paying it off, we still have at least 10 to 15 years of use out of this bus. But that doesn't continually cost us more money. So, go ahead.
The first year I was on the board, you guys came back with this lease agreement, if I remember right. If you never wanted,
Over 2020.
Is that when it happened?
I remember.
That's
And,
the,
and they said that,
that,
excuse me?
that was the second one in 2020.
Yeah, and your numbers are right. It was 31.96 a month times 54 months is your 172.58.
So,
But we did pay, remember a certain number of payments that went to drivers or something, and originally we were told staff had CTE licenses and would be driving it around. But I
I
didn't
don't
look
know
that up.
anything
today.
about that.
I didn't have time.
Or what I know is the.
Do we have a driver to drive this bus or are we? We're not gonna hire it out then?
we don't pay them?
And we have some of the athletic coaches that also provide it, their CDL licensed. So that they can run it. So we don't pay.
What?
No, I was just trying to, I'm glad you looked that up, because I remember the first year. I thought we agreed to go ahead and buy it, but
They were the leaks. I couldn't remember.
It's the weeks.
Are
I
we
did,
gonna pay for $80,000 wrap for the bus after we buy it? Is that? On a future board? Uh-huh.
That's your question.
I don't think an $80,000.
No, I would prefer not. It's a bus to get us where we need to go and safety issues and doing things that we need to do. I don't think we need to add, I would like for it to say Butler. I would like for it to say something, but to go extreme with it. No, in my opinion, that is the new AD. The answer to that would be no.
But I
And I
remember,
think the last cost was around 8,000, wasn't it?
I don't know, I remember the culinary truck seemed pretty expensive on the wrap on it, but.
Anytime you wrap them, it's expensive. So,
We have that capability now, not.
Oh, that's right.
Even though we haven't, scored, wrapping up our yet, it is on our own.
okay, thank you.
okay,
And the used option.
used option. I contacted 4 bus companies in the Midwest. Believe it or not, there's not a lot of them. The 2 that's listed here, Masters and American Bus, both could get us the 51 passenger or the 51 passenger. The other 2, 36 passenger was the size they went. The difference in the Masters Transportation used 2020 is the bus that we have right now. If we purchase it outright, it would cost us $173,500.
The one that we've been
The one
using,
we've been using, correct.
is it mechanically good, safe?
It's in the shop now getting the AC. Both ACs were gone. So it's in the shop right now.
As a-
American,
As a lease vehicle, is that our responsibility or?
our responsibility.
It is probably from the lease.
Yep. But there was several other used buses, but they almost, was the same prices, of this new one from Masters, so.
And the used Freightliner, 2020 Freightliner has how many miles?
It has 96,000, I think, on it.
That's the one we've been using.
That's the one we have been using, yes.
So if a bus, yeah, I was gonna say, if a bus is supposed to last 10 to 15 years, then you've either got a brand new one that's supposed to last 10 to 15 years, or you have a used one that should last you 5 to 10 years.
That's correct. We're close to it, yep.
Or are we gonna, well, I won't be here in 5 years, but I feel like someone's gonna come back and say, well, it's old, it's in the shop, I need to know 5 years from now. But
That's why we use the diesel program.
And
well, yeah,
actually,
we
the
could do that with our used one. I mean, I don't know if that is for sure.
actually, the diesel program has been changing the oil on it now and has been doing some of the maintenance and stuff. So it doesn't cost us. So all we pay for is supplies.
So our $3,200 a month payment, so I think I figured out it's gonna take over 8.5 years
That's correct.
to pay it off, so we maybe have 2 years left.
Yeah.
You know, how many miles we, like,
we drive about 32,000 a year per bus for it. Well, just under 30 or 30,000. So yes, that's correct. But the diesel should last twice that long. So should.
Is the used 2020 the same? Same specs as the new 2026?
It's close. It's close. There is a few differences, which I like, is it has different air conditioning units. And we've had to replace the air conditioning units. This is the second time, so that is a plus for me.
Wow.
If you
Third-
take the new 2026 and say it lasts 12 years, that's $27,600 per year. If you take the one that's the 2020 and figure it's gonna last 7 years, I guess maybe that'd be 6, then that puts it like 24, 25,000 a year. So it's the difference between the two is negligible.
Yeah.
I believe it will pay off on repairs. So,
And what's the warranty on these? Do they cover powertrain only?
Powertrain and engine.
No air conditioning?
No, actually, there is a three-year, 36,000 on bumper to bumper.
Really?
So yes,
Yeah.
How much is the extended?
Thousands.
Oh, sure.
So who does the maintenance on the buses?
the diesel mechanic shop does the oil changes and the routine maintenance. The air conditioning stuff, that is something else. We have to take it to one of the diesel dealers. The problem with the bus that we have now is the AC units are more like an RV air condition on top. So we have to take it to RV dealerships, which they don't like working on because it has all the stuff in the walls and stuff instead of just on top. So when we end up taking it to Kansas City quite a bit, so.
So where would these air conditioning units be on a new bus?
They are up above, but all the piping and stuff, the Freon piping and stuff isn't in the walls. It's actually in a ceiling basket panels.
They've kind of bettered the engineering of the unit
Yes.
itself.
Yes. And from the research I've did, hardly anyone has any issues with ACs. I don't know what way we would, so. Because we routinely clean the filters and stuff every month, so.
Now, how many buses do we have?
One.
Just one, okay. And if we were to lease, is maintenance included in that lease agreement?
It is not. Now, let me rephrase that. It is not unless it's something covered in that 3-year warranty. So, we didn't have any expenses hardly in the first 3 years, so. Any more questions? Any more questions for Mr. Helmer?
Not the bus.
Well, I'll make the motion to move that the board recommend the purchase of a new 2026 Freightliner bus from Masters Transportation for $332,400. My feeling is you're better starting off at 0 than at 90.
We have a second? Any other discussion?
Yes.
No, oh,
This bus that we've leased for how many years? 6 years, 5 years?
Just under 6 years, 5.5.
Was it brand new? Did you check out the lease agreement for a new one? Instead of buying it?
I did not.
Well, there was a way to
wanna-
buy the used bus at the end of the lease, so I know a lot of times at the end of the lease, you can buy the bus. Or buy it, I mean, a car, I don't know. I've never done a lease, but.
Well, that's what the 2020 used one is.
Correct.
It's a, yeah.
That's what that is. Was that your question? I'm sorry.
I think she's talking about just leasing a new one, right?
We did not, well, actually, I did not. I hated to not have a bus at the end of the lease, like we have the last few times.
You know, that doesn't bother me because those problems go bye-bye. You don't have to work on those, but I sure would like to see a lease payment.
If we
We're
assume
still-
payments are
We're
not.
still
gonna be-
paying for them after the 36 months. All the maintenance is still on us though,
Correct.
even with the lease.
Right.
What's the lease rate been?
We spent $173,000 over 4.5 years. If you double that, you're getting 9 years and you're spending what we'd spend to get a new one. And at the end of 9 years, have nothing in value.
I don't know.
3,200 a month at least. This one only lasts 10 years. It costs us like 2,700. Should last long.
I don't see a realm where things are better than buying it or not. Lease companies make money for taxes.
Most school buses, when districts purchase school buses, they last
Are we sales
15 to
tax?
20 years.
We are sales tax.
I'm sorry, Shelby, what was your question?
That's if we were sales tax exempt, but that's chunk of change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions or? Okay, we've got a motion and a second on the floor.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brongart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly, trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslick,
Yeah.
trustee Shear,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Thank you.
Passes 6-1. Ireland, Mike, thank you. Thank you. Mike, welcome. This is your first meeting
Yeah.
here. Welcome aboard. Well, you've been aboard, but welcome
Yeah.
in this capacity.
Oh, you're not allowed to leave yet.
One more meeting.
Okay, the next, maybe it's our last topic, no, not last, next topic for action. We had a discussion at the work session last month about strategic higher ed and promised an action item about that at this meeting, and that is it. Kelly, go ahead.
Yes, I would like, asking for your approval to continue our engagement with Strategic Higher Education. They're not a new partner for us. They have worked with us on a couple different engagements with proven success. This is basically an extension of the same work. Now we're circling back to the marketing department. They'd be working with us on understanding and building a system for understanding our lead, our cost per lead and our cost per acquisition. So that's taking the bottom of the funnel and the efforts at the top of the funnel. And we're going to start building that bridge so we can study trends and have a better understanding of what's working and what's not working to get this right student into the college. So it's the right fit and that funnels are full and things are clicking along for enrollment. So yeah, asking for your approval. I know you had an opportunity to visit with Stacy and Heather at your executive session. And happy to try to answer any questions.
But we've had she now for how long? 2 years or 1 year?
February 24.
February 24th.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
What, can I ask
No.
rate?
Yeah, it's not on the topic for action. It's on page 55. It looks like what's being proposed is a 3-month engagement with a renewal at $6,000 a month.
Yeah, it's $6,000 a month and
Oh, okay.
every 3 months we can renew as we inch forward. It'll take more than 3 months, take more than 6 months probably. It's gonna take a while. We're actually hoping I think 18 months because that'll get us a fall, spring and a fall semester for trends with a summer in there also. So it'll be several months worth of work.
And this is over and above what we're paying for the training.
That engagement is through student services and that engagement ends in September. Right after 20th day, I think.
Would this be coming out of the marketing budget that we've already approved, or is this in addition? We were looking at it coming out of student success funds because we have one-time money there.
And that's,
When we were in the work session, when we were looking at that, I mean, we have about $1 million. But we've already committed almost $500,000 because that's an assumption that we renew the existing sheet. We have 400 and.
No, the
Original
sheet that
one
we have
was
right
150.
now, Disney says was support 35.
It's just the physician.
It's just the position, that's all we've done. Everything else that, Jessica does have a list of things that we're doing, but, they're minor things. And we still haven't extended all of them in there. But we are, that's.
We've got another $500,000 that we're up for.
Right.
And so we're saying this. would
This
come
contract will
back.
come out of there with a.
Is there any extension on what we're paying for training?
No, she's done with that work.
So that will end.
It's,
Right.
it will be done. She will not be in enrollment services anymore.
right.
She is.
My only concern is says these efforts have shown proven growth. Hasn't been proven to me. It's. We hired him originally to work on. Focus project for the culinary arts. 2023 engagement, and then
And for.
culinary went down that fall after having been engaged 12%. In total students and 3% in credit hours. Which now it's picking back up somewhat, but I don't think. That's on top of the marketing budget going out and spending $150,000. I haven't seen proven that it's done.
Well, I'm not sure what they shared with you at the exec session, but on average, from the information I have, and I can't answer directly to it, but with the other engagement, it was like on average a 25% increase in the programs that had enrollment coaches. So they have been removing barriers. They've been implementing processes. And we've seen the benefits of that work. And it's been a lot of work for Jessica and her team and changing processes and that sort of thing. What we're able to do, what we're hoping to do with this engagement is take that work and then look and see the students that they're getting down into the classes. And then I'm going to be able to, with some technology and some training and some figuring it out, to tie that back up to the work we did for the leads to begin with. And then we'll begin to understand what avenues work, what avenues, if I'm spending money on 15 different areas to try to get leads into a funnel, we will eventually see that maybe I only need to spend the money on the 6 different platforms and can switch money and make those decisions based on the trends that we're seeing.
So, Aiden, is this something that you could do?
So there are some parts at the end we need to get open with, let's be more in mind. Let me just take all the way back.
So are they doing something completely different this time around? Because my understanding last time was that they would train our people so that it was just gonna be a short-term thing, so that our internal people would train other people. So it kind of snowballed. Is that, I guess I'm just confused as to why that isn't fixed.
I think that was part of the other agreement, and they can do that because they are, just because people have been getting trained and learning the different approaches for their process on the intake process. This engagement is on tracking the marketing dollars to the person in the seat and to the lead that comes into the funnel. So it's different work.
So if you think of the line from application to enrollment, she's been working on this part that after the class when they enroll. That process getting those involved and all that, that's what we're here. Now they're coming back to the front of the line, figure out how we're going to get them to apply, how we use the right tools to do that. The reason why we were so successful with the application at first, because we had a lot of low hanging fruits of the city. And so we were able to go in there, clean all that up, shove it down that line to the enrollment management, they were able to verify, are you still interested in the reply, still get you enrolled. But we completed a lot of that, now we have great news, how do we do that?
And build the trends or study the trends so I can see where I need to do it better, differently based on. So we've taken roughly 100 programs. I cannot market 100 programs at any one time. So we've clumped those up into 12 different clusters. And now we're going to start studying those clusters with those like-minded philosophies in each different academic area. And we'll begin to understand what type of money does it take to get enough leads into that health sciences cluster versus what do I need to fill the hands-on cluster. But there's 12 of them. So that's the type of work this is going to start getting into, and we'll be looking at how I may need to allocate budgets differently. You know, as I said last month, we have the big campaigns for fall, spring, summer, short term. Now we're getting into the psychologies of the students and how those funnels operate, and it's completely different. It's a completely different ballgame, and different messaging that it takes to talk to the type of student in one funnel versus the other. But then we're going to be able to look and see how successful those leads were, how they moved through the funnel, and then I can try to assess costs to that and what platform served them to us and brought them to us.
I just feel like this is something that should come out of marketing budget, not one-time funds or anything else, because this one-time funds can be used for something else. And I feel like if this is to clean up and retrain marketing and teach everybody how, you know, marketing should be done in this new day and age, it should come out marketing.
I mean, it's all,
I think that's reasonable. I mean, that can probably happen.
I mean, it's all operational funds. I mean, we can decide what pot it comes from, but
Avail on marketing, and then you put another, you know, 100,000 over here, and you're spending 600. Whereas if you limit marketing to 500, you've got 100 over here for some other emergency that we don't know hasn't happened yet.
I would like to see what our proposed fees is. We have to decide that we spend $100 before we allocate it. Again, I think that, that's just, that doesn't give the a potential risk, even if that's the sense to be, and maybe there. So if we still have this decision for the day.
I would be willing to take it out of marketing since marketing higher than it was. And we were 300,000, 500,000, almost 800, over 600 and something.
Are we going to report that come?
Well, with the $144,000 cut to marketing, so we've totally laid that back out with the budget cut. So I will have to go back in and cut more to do this. The thing that I'm thinking about is then that's money not spent on marketing. So then you're going to come in and study the trends at with not a full budget. So the work we're doing for fall, spring, summer, and to study that, it's not a true account of the budget I have because I'm having to spend that on learning the work. Does that make sense?
But if they're supposed to be making things more efficient, I think they can figure out what they need to know with the money that we have available. When I wish I could remember exactly what they were saying in the executive session, but it felt like.
It's executive session.
Okay, I know. Discussing it too. I'm just gonna say,
It wasn't.
that's my stand on it based on what my understanding was of what they said, you know, per course.
Yeah. The student success dollars is an opportunity for us to utilize that, and it's just an extension of what we've already been doing with them as far as the funding source.
we're throwing up the 100,000. It's not 100,000, it's 72,000. I mean, it's $6,000 a month for 12 months. So for this budget year, it's $72,000. And that assumes that, well, actually, it wouldn't be 72.
But it
because
would
we're
only
already-
be 18,000.
We're already a month, I mean,
Yeah,
we're 2
for
months into the
For
year.
a 3 months engagement, it's only 18,000. So if we do it with student success funds for 3 months, then for everyone afterwards, if we wanted to do with marketing, we could do it with marketing once they had an opportunity to look at their budget and do something like that.
Well, I think what Kelly's saying is whatever portion comes out of marketing means that's advertising we're not buying, or in a broad sense.
Right.
Aiden presented this to us. Doesn't have date on it. February 2025. Non-payroll marketing in 2021 was 331,000. Payroll was, it was 505,000. And then Last year, we went 505 to 609 to 983, 912, and back down to 824. We've had cuts down to 824, but that's from 4 years ago at 505. In my book, that's not a cut, that's an increase of 30%. Off the top of my head. We've gone from a total marketing budget from 853,000 in 2021 to 853,000 to 1.4 million this year proposed. And then after we did the initial super high bump, we were presented numbers of like, we spent 2% on radio, 15% on billboards, 11% on print, 11% on traditional, 60% on digital, and we were told we have 2.5 million impressions and we have 445,000 leads nurtured, and it was just money spent that got eyeballs on it, but it didn't increase enrollment. I'm just frustrated to just spend money without getting return on investment of seats. But
Well, I think the idea is this would allow us to
I
more
know, I like
focus
the
those
idea
dollars, but if
of
you're
getting-
reducing the
trying to
dollars.
Do that, but I'm frustrated that now we're cutting our budget when it's. Depends on how you frame it.
Well, you know, the story is, you know, when you described it exactly right. And then we get to the point where we couldn't figure out why we weren't converting. And that's when that she came in and they worked with us in culinary, and they said, you've got a problem here further down the pipeline. And they started formulating that plan. That's where the coaches came into play to say, you've got to have a concierge kind of approach to get somebody from I've applied to now I'm going to enroll, because other colleges are doing that. And that's what we began to learn, to be able to see some impact on that. And that took their work and their time, because that's what they do. And we didn't know how to do that. So that was the process by which we were trying to use that money that was given to us to improve our situation. And so now that we're Kelly's at it, so we've got that part of it answered. We know what to do. Now we've got to figure out how to maximize our applications so that we can give enrollment management the opportunity to get the numbers they need to get to hit the, not only the overall, but the specific program numbers.
I
And-
feel like she could tell you immediately where to start focusing their dollars. I would think they would have the experience to be able to say, okay, if we need to cut down our marketing dollars by 10% to meet this new budget, then you need to cut X, Y, and Z, because that's what their expertise. And then, so that's why, to me, it just makes sense to come out of marketing.
I would say that in conversations with them, what you just articulated is something that they said that they would be discussing. I mean, I know there's a problem with the software, and we're not able to pull out everything that we need to pull out. They have expertise to do that. Again, he said, we don't have that expertise to be able to do it. But it's mostly contractors, but we did have, exactly, I did have that conversation with Stacy and Heather, if they brought it up, and because they're thinking about all these place $1 million and we choose one thing kind of thing. So I do think that is on the table. But if it goes forward, for me, I think it would be important if we could put on for them to come back and articulate what exactly was done. But I would like to see a goal, you know, in 3 months. If that's what we do. But we need to be able to say that we put the marketing, and yes, this enrollment increased. We
Don't-
can't do that right now.
Don't we I mean, just to be realistic, given where we are with the fall semester about to start, the work they're gonna do is not gonna show anything until we get to spring. So I think we're implicitly committing to 6 months.
6
It
months or 2.5 years.
Well, 2.5 years is what they might think the goal is, but it's set up for a 3-month renewal. So we could decide after 3 months, I don't think that's realistic. We could decide after 6 months. Well, we decided the 5-month mark to give notice that we would stop after 6. So if we feel like we're not getting bang for our buck, we're not committed beyond 6 months or literally 3 months. But again, I don't think 3 months gives you enough time to measure anything. I get the sense that there's support for moving forward with this. We're just talking about whether we should expect that the efficiencies that it's going to provide would provide enough cost offset to have it come out of marketing's budget instead of student success. Is that?
Yeah, if I could just reiterate, I'm just frustrated. Let's say in 2021 and with a 10% increase in spending every year on marketing. if we had done 10% more every year, we have exceeded that by $1.2 million above the 10% increase for those years. And I don't think that we know why we did it. We just did it, blasted everything out with no return. I think we do need the training to figure out what we're doing with our money. I'm just frustrated that during that whole time, it was like, be quiet, we know what we're doing. We've got to spend this money, and we got hardly any return on it, but now we are 4 years later saying, oh, yeah. we're doing it." I just feel that we wasted $1 million at least.
We have
So-
not wasted $1 million. We can, from traditional measurement, we can look at the impressions. We ran a campaign last spring that was 3.1 million impressions. And we got another $2.1 million bonus impressions, 513 conversions. We are generating eyes and thumbs and clicks. We're generating phone calls. That's traditional marketing and measurement. What we're trying to do is to take it a step deeper, something I've never done in a 35-year career in marketing and higher education, is to know the kid that landed in that seat actually did X, Y, and Z, and I can relate it back to the Facebook campaign. We could look at Facebook and we know the impressions we're getting. We can look at our digital campaigns and our display ads and that sort of thing. And we know that the activity we're getting, but to tie the activity down to the student, that's the work. That's the difference there. Then you begin to understand that student is like these other 10 that they're in class, and oh, guess what? They're all hands-on type psychologies. We need to be on YouTube. This group over here, we better get on LinkedIn, or you know, you begin to understand the different psychologies.
I'm not trying to think of it. That's what I expected 5 years ago. This is the money we're spent. This is where it's going. This is attached to that advertising with a URL or whatever that we know they went here. They click through. When they enrolled, they tell us where they saw us. But now we're just,
But we've had to
trying to
build
figure it
the
out.
structure internally to even get to that point. The way I see it is it's a circle. We had to start and where we started with the intake and understanding those barriers, and now we're closing the circle.
We need to look forward. I mean, we can sit here and second guess what we should have done 4 years ago. And Shelby, you've made that point more times than I can count, but we can't change what we did 4 years ago. We've got a proposal in front of us to try to move forward on the right step.
I would propose that we engage them for a period of 6 months to be reviewed at that time using marketing budget, the marketing dollars. That's $36,000 coming out of marketing. Just don't think that's a big hit to that particular department. It's very well funded. It's for that purpose. And then see where we're at 6 months from now, to Forrest's point, seeing what it does with spring, instead of just, you know, signing up for a 2.5-year thing out of this special fund over here, which could be used for something. That's fine.
it's 36 out of 824,000.
Right.
528,000 for advertising.
Kelly, do you or Dr. Daniel think that she would have any problem with us sort of rewriting the proposal to be a 6-month commitment initially and then a reevaluation? We implicitly have that right the way it's
Yeah,
written
no,
right
they
now,
won't
so,
see a problem with that at all.
okay.
I would prefer that we can commit to 6, but I think we need to start having the ROI and at least initial report of 3.9.
I would like it detailed exactly, this is what exactly happened, because I haven't seen anything like that.
I don't know
I-
if you
I
can
agree
get
with-
people to commit to detail
They're asking
that
us
quick.
to,
I mean, you know,
if you're proposing that we buy your services because you're experts in your field, this is
Oh.
the money you paid us, this is what we brought you. We're a great value, please continue working with us.
I think they could give us a report on at least trends, but to go into the details, I'm not exactly sure. I do think though, at 6 months, but at 3 months, I don't disagree. I think we ought to have some sort of reporting at 3 months. But to give you details, I think they could,
We got so far and trying to do this. For us to give you the money, in regard to that, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
That's what
right.
not only just go to finding. We've got first. I know, keeps going on and off. It goes off.
I wonder if mine are getting off.
Mine blinks on and off, but I don't want to get, and I'll be gone by 5 months, but at 5 months, I'd hate for you guys to have 30 days to decide again and you still aren't really certain what's going on. I don't care which way the 36,000 comes out. I've had more, I mean, although I want to know how the student success funds are being spent, I had more concern about the effectiveness of SHE overall because we haven't had the kind of reporting we're talking about. So anyway, I'm game to move forward, but on whatever conditions you guys set.
Kim, do you want to make your proposal as a motion?
I want to word this. I would propose that we move forward with the agreement with strategic higher education. Is that what it is? Okay. For a period of 6 months, with an update at 3 months, with a financial commitment of $6,000 monthly to come out of marketing's budget.
Second.
We have a second. Have a second.
See, now it goes on.
Yes.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brongart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslick,
Yeah.
trustee Shear,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
For what it's worth, mine's doing the same thing, getting the red dot. Dr. Daniels is too. Maybe it's just batteries, I don't know. Okay, thanks, everybody. Good discussion. Kelly, thank you. Moving on to
Virtual
the
server.
virtual server refresh. Christina, is this?
Thank you, Forrest. In May, the board approved the replacement of our virtual server hardware as part of a strategic approach, two-phase approach. Phase 1 was the replacement of the actual virtual server equipment. Phase 2 is the replacement of the storage or the hard drives that attach to the virtual server environment. The team's initial cost for the storage replacement was roughly $600,000, which was not a number that we were willing to accept. The team went back and they redesigned the storage solution. They provided us with a tiered approach, a gold, silver, bronze approach. So each server was evaluated for what type of storage it would need and was put into one of those categories. This cut our costs nearly in half. So we are asking for your approval on our storage solution.
Begrudgingly move that the board approve the proposed purchase from CDWG for $309,407.
Thank you, Shelby.
Second.
These two. Begrudging.
Technology is never cheap.
Does that need to be in the minutes? That it was a begrudging motion. Yeah, any other discussion on that? Not?
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brongart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes.
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
I do know how to say yes.
7 no. Christina, thank you. We get through it.
And I didn't want to pull anything out of consent agenda, but I did have 2 questions. Either after that or whatever.
Fire away.
In the clinical affiliation with Butler County Health Department, that said we were gonna have a liaison. I assume that is not gonna be an additional position. It'll just be somebody meeting with them. Oh, that was my assumption. And then the Power School subscription. I know there's a certain amount of iPads data in there. If the board could be presented that sometime in the future without us having to ask for it, just to show where we are and payroll and all that.
That actually comes out of our Elysian banner, the payroll data and that information from iPads that you're talking about, and we have reports set up for that. Oh, well, let me know.
Presented in the future.
Yeah, okay.
That's only 2 questions.
Okay, then would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I would move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
And I'll second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brongart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes.
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick,
Yes.
trustee Shear,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
Thanks. All that passes 7-0. Supplemental information is on page 121. Anything of note?
No new updates to these metrics.
Okay. Dr. Daniel, anything on calendar or anything that we need to know about?
I think just what's listed there, 126.
Our work session is coming up the end of the month, which is our
Environmental.
yeah,
Yeah, environmental
Yeah,
scan.
retreat is what keeps coming to my
And it's
mind,
learned
but there's
at
really
4.
nothing retreating. Meeting right in here is, okay. 4 o'clock, okay. In fact, Dr. Daniel and I are meeting with our facilitator tomorrow, so there'll be information coming out ahead of it to review ahead of time, so. If nothing else, the language for our exec session is on the loose sheet that was at your desk, if somebody wants to make that motion.
Mr. Chair,
Go, go. Just getting you.
I
Good.
move that the board recess into executive session for discussion relating to non-elected personnel, which if discussed in open session might violate the right to privacy, to include the Board of Trustees, Dr. Tamara Daniel, and Shelley Stoltz. The meeting will resume in 60 minutes.
Hopefully much less than 60 minutes.
If we do 30, it jinxes and it.
Right. That is.
Trustee
right.
Good,
We've done.
Yes.
trustee Brungart, trustee Jolly. Yes. Trustee Rhodes.
Yes.
Trustee Hueslick,
Yeah.
trustee Shearer.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay, that's 7-0. Thanks, everyone, for being here tonight. We have nothing on the agenda after exec session.